When you hear a Firehouse tune come on the radio, you know that it's us, through the guitars and the vocals and just the way that we write. We don't put an emphasis on a lot of imaging, things like that. It's basically the music.
Music is excellent. Every song is different. Nothing's the same. It's awesome. The music's fine. The voice is great. Everything.
I guess the Firehouse sound can best be described as loud, soulful, melodic hard rock. But it's also diverse, you know. We can do ballads, we can do heavier stuff. It's just really hard to describe it in words. You really have to hear the records that in the songs, and you really have to see us live to really get the essence of the Firehouse sound, I guess you could say.
Firehouse! 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 Firehouse!
Also, our music is entertainment, and that's what we're doing it for, to make people happy. And I think if we were singing about death and destruction, that people aren't going to get that escape from reality for a moment when they listen to our music, which is entertainment.
You guys sang so well on the last song that we'd like to assemble the Daytona Beach, Florida choir right here tonight. You guys feel like doing a little singing?
It's kind of like, the way that rock and roll used to be, I think that's the way we are, like don't want to compare us to anybody, but like an old Van Halen or a Boston or something like that were my favorite bands when I was growing up.
We don't use gimmicks or anything. We don't have like a visual hook or image or anything. We're just four guys that get up there and like to play rock and roll and like to write songs and like to get up there and sweat, you know?
We're not like thrash, we're not pop, we're not street metal, we're not all this kind of thing. So it's hard to label it, I guess. So, you know, so I guess Straight Ahead would be a nice label.
Yes, we're a little mixture of this, that, and the other.
And the other.
We put it all together and it becomes uniquely Firehouse.
Your head is full of spotlight. I know you can't go back.
The way the band got together, there was actually two bands. CJ and I were in a band called Max Warrior, and Bill and Michael were in a band called White Heat. So we used to pass each other on the club circuit all the time. We were in the same area, like Carolinas and Virginia and Georgia and DC in that area.
White Heat was a lot better than Max Warrior, too, I might add, on the circuit. We kind of took pity on those guys, and we felt like they were pretty good, you know, and we felt like they could be really good if they were seasoned by the two of us.
Right. See, the real story is that Perry and I had this phenomenal band forming in the Carolinas. And we had all kinds of musicians that wanted to join our band and everything. And we ran into Bill and Michael at a grocery store. And they were working in the produce department there. And every time that we would go and buy our oranges and apples and bananas and things, they would approach us and say, "Guys, man, we love your band. Could we please be in your band?" So we started off by letting them on the crew. And, you know, they used to, like, just clean up after us, more like personal valets and things like that. And we just established a really good relationship with them. And when the other guys left in the band, we just said, what the heck, let's give them a try. And that's how it got started.
The next thing you know, we had the opportunity to go out to LA and record a demo with Dana Strum and Mark Slaughter. And that was kind of the turning point of bar band into recording artists.
I guess when the White Heat thing and the Max Warrior thing broke, and us four that are together now got together, I think we knew before we even played together the first time that we had something. I mean, because we knew what we could do together, you know, and we had saw what Bill and Michael could do, and so we knew it could work. If the four of us could get along and live together and work together that way, that was the only test that we had to, you know, to prove. So it was, and everybody gets along great. You know, we're all like one big happy family. So it's really good.
Up against the wall and split 'em, baby. It's time to pull over and pull 'em all down.
He's a unique individual.
He's an amazing guy. A lot of people might not understand Perry because he doesn't talk a lot. When he speaks, it's really something that's worth listening to.
It's like E.F. Hutton. Everybody listens.
Everybody listens, you know, because he's a man of very few words, but when he does speak, he's a very intelligent guy.
What wise words do you have for us today, O turban lover?
A jelly sandwich a day keeps.
He is an avid horror fan. Stephen King is Perry's hero.
Reads every night.
If Perry could have dinner with anybody in this world, it would be with Stephen King.
Yeah.
He's fascinated by Stephen King.
My favorite dude in the whole world. Steve, if you're watching this, buddy, you were it, man. I couldn't live without you.
He's got a little heavy side to him too, you know.
Yeah.
He's like the thrasher of the band, man. He does his hair all around, you know, and he's a great performer. He likes heavier music also, but I think it just blends well into into what we're doing. And Perry's kind of like me. He likes motorcycles and stuff like that. He likes all kinds of sports. You know, he's got a 4-wheel drive truck. He likes 4-wheeling. Yeah, you know.
Come on up here. Go around that way. Sit. My side of the stage. My pick. My yellow pick. Hey, hold it right up. Already has the name on it.
Perry's such an incredible bass player. He recorded our record, all the bass parts on the record in a day. He's such an amazing singer. He sings all the high stuff live. He's always right on the money. And it's just, before we had Perry in the band, there was something missing. When we finally got Perry, it was like, yes, we are a force to be reckoned with.
How I lost command of this entire
Bill, with his guitar playing, he's very creative. He comes up with a lot of new things, a lot of new ideas that become Firehouse songs. His playing is very, very melodic. He's really a skilled and virtuoso guitar player. That's one of the reasons I enjoy being in the band with him. I mean, he has definite musical talent. He's very athletically inclined as well.
The object of this whole thing is to keep your singer in shape by running him all over the court. Watch me run him around now. Watch this.
He's very competitive, too. Very, very competitive. But it's always friendly competition.
So what would you like on this pizza, ma'am? Would you like anchovies,
Like your
caviar?
face.
We have a caviar. We have our special today is a tuna fish pizza, which I think is high in protein, low in fat. Oh my gosh, I dropped it right there. I'm sorry. Was that going to be okay for you?
He would make a great used car salesman if he ever has to resort to that line of work. So he can talk anybody into anything, you know.
Yeah, I'll just flip it over for you. There you go. Yeah, that's fine. I like it. Okay, you like that?
Don't overcook
Okay.
that.
Is that gonna be all for you? Okay. It's $24. Oh, that's good. It's on sale. We got a good deal for it.
He's anyone's friend. And that doesn't mean that his friendship comes cheaply, because he's very genuine and sincere. I mean, we'll be in a restaurant and someone will be sitting at a table by themselves and he'll get up and he'll say, "Hey, how you doing?" Walk over with his plate. "Do you mind if I sit here and speak to you, you know?"
How you doing? Who's this? Hi, who's this? This is Bill Leverty, the guitarist of Firehouse.
Oh, I never thought you'd hurt me. I guess you live in love. Oh, you play with fire, you bound together. Oh, I've been mistreated, I've been used before. I get kicked in the face, feel I come back for more. But I won't cry no more, 'cause the tears are rising vain. We can pick up the pieces, start it all again. Let's just get back to the way you were before. Oh girl, I can't take anymore. Baby, don't treat me bad. This could be the best thing that you ever had. Baby, don't treat me bad. You can do anything, but baby, don't treat me bad. Oh, don't treat me bad. But you threw it all away. I can't take anymore of these games that you play. I've been through heartache and I've been through pain, and it's hard to believe you treat me this way. But I won't care no more, 'cause the tears are running there.
the partier of the band, I guess. He is the youngest and the craziest, I guess.
That hurt.
How I feel.
And I'm sure I'm glad they got this stuff to stop. That chick was out there. She was like borderline whether she was going to go out with me tonight. This is going to put the clincher on it.
He's great to be around, man. He keeps you. He's like the life of the party. He keeps it going all the time. So he's really cool.
I'll tell you what, on stage, Michael is the backbeat of the band, the backbone. Very, very solid drummer, extremely aggressive on stage, and very showy. He's definitely my favorite drummer in rock and roll.
I've played with a lot of drummers too, and like through the years, and he's one of the most solid drummers that I've ever played with.
He doesn't hit the drums, he attacks the drums.
Yeah, he's great.
CJ was classically trained at like the age of 6.
Not only does he have an unbelievable voice, he's an incredible guy. He's really intelligent. He's just your all-around kind of guy.
We did not get in it for the band. We did not get in it for the money. We got in it so we could travel and shop the malls all across the world. Remember that.
He's really an intense character, I'd say.
This is if our record doesn't go platinum. We've got the sounds of horror.
We warm up every day before we go on, and sometimes I can't do it, but he's always there an hour before the show to sing.
Arrivederci, 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 arrivederci.
He's a motivation kind of dude, he and Bill, but once CJ came into the band, everything just like clicked, man, It's like, okay, now it's time to work, dudes, we're gonna write some killer tunes. He and Bill work really, really good together too.
You feel when you're watching him like you're just partying with the guy too, and like you're up on stage with him. It's an amazing thing he's got. He's got an amazing power about him as a front man.
All right. Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll out there tonight. This is our first time ever here in Japan. And I gotta say, you guys have really made us feel at home here. Thank you very much. Raise hell for yourselves. And we're sorry to say that we have to go home tomorrow. But it doesn't matter where you are or where you've been. There's one thing you've always got to remember, people. Oh, It's one thing I got for you. Home is where the heart is, but I'm always on love. Home is where the heart is, but my journey's just begun. Home is where the heart is, but I'm
đẹp nhất hoa màu tím. Chuyện tình thương nhất chuyện hoa sim. Có người con gái xuân vơi vơi, tóc còn ngắn ngắn chưa đầy búi. Ngày xưa nàng vẫn yêu màu tím. Chiều chiều lên những đôi hoa sim, đứng nhìn sim tím hoang biên biệt. Nhớ chồng chinh chiến miền xa xăm. Ôi lấy chồng chiến binh, lấy chồng thời chiến tranh, mấy người đi trở lại. Sợ khi mình đi mãi, sợ khi mình không về, thì thương người vợ bé bóng chiều quê. Nhưng không chết người trai khói lửa, mà chết người gái nhỏ hậu phương, mà chết người em gái tôi thương. Đời tôi là chiến binh rừng núi, thường ngày qua những đôi hoa sim, thấy cành sim tím thương vô bờ. Tiếc người em gái không còn nữa, tại sao nàng vẫn yêu màu tím. Màu buồn tan tác phải không em, để chiều sim tím hoang biên biệt. Để mình tôi khóc chuyện hoa sim. Chiến tranh mấy người đi trở lại. Sợ khi mình đi mãi, sợ khi mình không về, thì thương người vợ bé bóng chiều quê. Nhưng không chết người trai khói lửa, mà chết người gái nhỏ hậu phương, mà chết người em gái tôi thương. Đời tôi là chiến binh rừng núi, thường ngày qua những đôi hoa sim, thấy cành sim tím thương vô bờ. Nhớ người em gái không còn nữa, tại sao nàng vẫn yêu màu tím. Màu buồn tan tác phải không em, để chiều sim tím hoang biên biệt. Để mình tôi khóc chuyện